Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to thank the members of this body who supported over $4 billion in additional funds to combat COVID-19 and its effects. This brings a total investment since the pandemic began to more than $8 billion total. For some perspective, the state's entire general fund budget this year is $10 billion. So we have spent an equivalent of 80% of the state's entire general fund budget for this fiscal year on COVID-19. But apparently that's not enough for some of the members in this room. Members across the aisle insist we must spend more and spend it now. But many of the same members making that claim sat in committee hearings with the Whitmer administration when they told us their spending plan for much of this money isn't even finalized yet. When billions come into the state last year for the unemployment assistance, over $1 billion spent went out to criminals. While thousands of Michiganders were unable to get the assistance they needed, fraud ran rampant. It seems as if the only people who could get the money were criminals and former appointees receiving severance payments. Contrary to what you may hear from my colleagues across the aisle, our role in appropriating federal funds is not simply to give the governor a blank check. We have the responsibility to make sure this money is spent wisely and gets to those who actually need it. The relief plan we passed this week prioritizes getting shots in the arm, getting kids back to school, and getting small businesses back on their feet. There's still more need and more supplementals to come. And when the governor provides a plan to deploy the remaining federal dollars, more than just a one-line item request, we will be happy to work with her. Until then, the Senate Republicans will continue to appropriate pandemic relief dollars in a way that actually helps Michiganders most in need. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask my remarks be printed in the Journal.